Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm going to do a, whoop, I'm not trying not to knock on my shit here. Good morning, good morning, good morning to whoever is catching this, or evening, good night. However you're doing. Hello, Celeste Silvercord here. I'm doing an energy check-in. This is requested. Everybody wonders, oh, what drives you and what inspires you to do videos this time, that time, what, Someone asked, did you do an all signs for March? I am having a hard time. They are a member of the Cord, and I appreciate their support all these years. So, without further ado, let's get into some all signs energy checks. Now, before I get started, we're going to do a shadow card and a mirror card. I like to shuffle these out first, and then they're set for the full zodiac. What I mean by divine energies is you could be a twin flame. You could be a starseed, an indigo, a walk-in. You could be a Pleiadian, Arcturian. You could be from Lemuria. As long as you are connected to 5D or source, or however you want to put it. Speak to spirits. However you connect, you are a divine energy hooked to the higher frequencies. I will doing a 3D, 4D, 5D spread for all signs, a shadow, and a earth magic. Alrighty. Y'all ready? I'm not. Let me straighten this out. I need a little bit more space. All right, here we go. Aries. Winter reflection. I just said that in the cards and coffee. There was something this winter that we need to look back and reflect on. I got forgetting oneself. All right, Aries, forgetting oneself. Did you forget who you are? Or did you change and now you don't know who you are? Let's see what's going on. That does happen. What? Well, I know I'm not who I used to be anymore. Who the hell am I now? Aries. I know the feeling because I'm an Aries. Is that right? Oh, see, now this wasn't even in the spread before. Aries, who you are not is Captain Save-A-Ho. All right? You cannot save people from their own demons. That is not your job. You want to help somebody save them from their demons? Conquer your own first, honey. Conquer your own first. I know the shuffling part's a little boring. There's no big countdown. There's no song and dance. But, I learned how to read in the real world, not from Biddy Tarot, not from YouTube, not from watching other people online. That's just not how it did. But if you go to a store that has a tarot reader in it, she is not going to sing and dance while she freaking shuffles for you. I think that's a big thing too. It's like you want people want you to have a persona, just do the persona and everything will work. And you're like, but personas feel skeevy and fake. They're generally why rich people are miserable. All right, Aries, let's see what we got going on. 3D. You have the Six of Cups. So you're looking back. You are looking back already, and you are trying to figure something out. Probably something that went down during a winter. I got the Ace of Pentacles here. And I just feel like seeds were planted in an area, and you're just not sure where they're going, right? The cup was offered. There was a sip taken. There was things planted. A siren call kind of calling you passionately in one area. 10 of Pentacles seemed like a very lucrative idea to be working for. And something that you could really take control over or control of. On the 4D line, I see lots of abundance, lots of that 9 of Cups loving energy, solid, healthy boundaries and putting up your defenses, right? Defending your own honor and your own virtue and where you are standing from, really being passionate. This is the divine feminine energy card for Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, right? Keep planting them seeds. Just keep planting them seeds. Keep pulling this beautiful, beautiful energy into the 3D. All right. Just keep doing that. Don't worry about who you are. Because this is where we're getting into. This is a 5D fight that you're having right now with yourself. Right. This is beyond even your logical. This is completely up there, right? I really sense that there's a very strong connection that you are just losing hope on, but you cannot let go of for some reason. I do see a lot of passion for whatever this connection is, but I do see a healthy boundary needed to be set. That I feel like because you can't let go of this connection, it's blocking you from finding your inner peace, and it's creating a creative block. So if you're having a creative block, it's this connection, right? And it comes down to this. But you can't, whatever this connection is that you're losing hope on, you feel like you're going to have some sort of rescue mission, or you're going to be able to save them from it, or you're running from it. Either way, you can't run from it if it's always on your mind. It's all the way up in the 5D. Whatever connection this is, it's super, super intense. You're never going to just be able to cut it. This doesn't necessarily mean a relationship or anything like that. It's whatever this connection is with somebody or some situation that didn't work out, and you just can't let go of that lack of hope in it now. But you cannot save anybody from the choices that they've made. All right. You keep working on you, boo. You keep working on that 3D and that 4D line, and and the 5D will eventually balance itself out for you. Reflect back on the winter and try to put that into a healthy perspective of whatever the hell went down. And I'm getting a lot of sense because that's where a lot of the pain came from. That's where a wound is that's not being addressed. And once you address that, it'll put the 5D into a healthier perspective for you. Taurus. What we got for Taurus? Ooh, Taurus. Solitude, colorless angel. Nothing wrong with a little bit of solitude sometimes. We all need to go into hermit mode. We all go through those phases where we just do not want to be seen, right? I don't want to see nobody. I don't want to talk to nobody. Shit, that was most of my 2020. Just anybody and everybody. I really didn't want anybody to be around me. The only people I would talk to is my children. One more going. Why are you giving me a hard time? All right. It's right there. If you are in a dark night of the soul, you're right on the edge of getting out of it. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I hope you guys are all taking advantage of all these planets being direct right now. Don't let the doom and gloom astrologists, mess with your head. That's how they make their shows exciting. What? Woo! Really? There's never a doldrum? Ever? Ever? Every year is just going to be the most dramatic year ever. Tone it down. If you're wrapped into that stuff, Taurus, come on back to reality for a little bit. Come back and join us. Come back to the world where people don't even pay attention to the planets. It's okay. Everything will keep spinning. Okay? True love never dies, but we do need to move on for it. We need to recognize what the game playing is. We need to recognize who's your real team and who builds with you. Got to recognize where you're powerful and where you draw your source energy. Like I said, divine energies are connected to source. How do you pull in your energy? And healthy boundaries. Don't be afraid to have a serpent's tongue when you need it. You know, one of my favorite sayings is, speak softly but carry a big stick. Right? Do no harm but take no shit. I do see a choice was needed to be made here on the 40. This is a mindset change that you're having, right? And you feel like it's kind of cost your inner peace, your inner 9 of cups. But you are going to be coming out of that soon because I do see you tapping into the power. So not only did you have this tapping into energy, you got this tapping into the same energies on the 40 line, right? So you're reconnecting into source, all right? So the solitude that you've had and the colorless angel, you're retapping back into these energies. You will be coming back into being a colorful angel. I do just see you just need to really focus where your energies are going and what you were planning on doing and moving forward, right? And put it into practice. Don't be super opinionated. Don't be hasty, but definitely keep your words and thoughts focused into the areas that you want to be moving into and what you want to manifest into your life. It's all there. If you're blocked from it, you need to figure out how you're blocked. That's all. 2 of Wands again, right? Set the globe and maps and everything out here. Who is that on the floor? Sorry, I get lost in my own cards every now and then. Anyway, yeah, definitely seeing where you're moving forward to, making plans, daydreaming about where you're moving forward to. That is important, okay? Being able to daydream is important. It is a form of visualization meditation that you naturally do, have done since a child. That is where your 9 of Cups is upright, right? So all the way on the 5D, your 9 of Cups is upright. You just got to get back into where you can tap into those energies. King of Swords, what? Really, really got to get in control of those toxic thought patterns. Empress, nurture the ground that you stand on. Take care of yourself, your body, those you have created, the lives that you were in charge of, and your space, right? Everything is a lesson. Everything is a constant circle spiral, right? Every time you circle around, if you're in the same exact position, every time it circles around, that's where your mistake is. You should be circling around, yes. But every time you circle back around to a problem, if it's a similar problem that you keep having, you should be at a higher perspective every time you rotate around, okay? That's how you work with dealing with people as well. Everybody's got their patterns. Everybody's got their cycles. So you just got to recognize it. And then when that cycle comes around, I'm not going to engage in it again this way. I'm going to be up here and watch you guys figure it out. And then when it comes back around again, every time you'll be slightly more and more removed from whatever the problem is. All right. Keep working on tapping into source. It is okay to practice those things on your own. Being solitude and taking self-care and time for yourself is not selfish. All right, Taurus. Cancer. Cancer. We got Alone in the World. Woo. And Rebirth. A lot of lonely cards, right? You got the solitude one with Taurus there, and now we got Cancer with the alone in the world. The alone in the world card, though, for me, it's not so much that you genuinely feel alone. The alone in the world card is usually you could be surrounded by people and you still feel alone. And that's a very hard energy to deal with when you don't feel like you relate to anybody around you anymore. And definitely divine energies struggle with that more than most people, because if you're in a situation where not a lot of people understand your perspective anymore because you've drastically changed your whole mindset, that could be very hard, and it can leave you feeling very, very lonely because you feel like you don't have anybody to talk to. And if that's the case, definitely I'm going to put the links up below. I didn't add my thing to the bottom. I'll do it when I'm done. Come on over to the silver cord. You can vent as much as you're crazy as you want over there. Nobody will judge you about speaking to angels, seeing spirits, or any of that crazy, crazy things, man. Solitary but never alone is our big saying in our witchy communities over there that we work with. Witchy and spiritual communities. It's all about, we all practice in our own way. We're all solitary practitioners. And when I say solitary practicing witch, I do mean Reiki healers, shamans, whatever you want to call yourself. If you're laying out crystal grids, tapping into source, and conjuring shit, you're a witch. I get on Susan at the Zen about that. She doesn't like using the witch terms. I'm like, but you're doing all the witchy stuff still. 'Tis a word. 'Tis a silly word. And I would like to take it back. All right, Cancer. Whatever you've been going through, it has been a rite of passage. I know you've had a lot of worry about finances, a lot of worry about the battles going on around you. I do see, now 3 of Wands with this has the 2 dragons and the pearl. There is a center point within these conflicts. There is a center point that does bring peace, people that you do build really well with. Find them, focus on them, okay? I just said in somebody else's reading a minute ago, it was just like 5 is a crowd, 3 is a party, right? I feel like whatever situation is going on here, you got like 1 or 2 too many people involved in a situation, and someone's frequency is ruining the whole thing. Cut it back a little bit, refocus your energy. Boom, that's what your breakthrough is going to be, all right? And with that card, for some reason, I'm just getting, and watch for something coming around the full moon for you. What do we got? A lot of strength. You are very, very strong. You have all the strength you need to do this, right? I know you're very loving, very nurturing, and you want to help people. It's one of my favorite things about Cancer is like, if someone who's got a car that's broken down or whatever, you guys love to come and help and love to be a part of the team and love to nurture your connections. But there is a decision that you're not making. I feel like you are being taken advantage of by somebody that you don't want to cut ties with, but I feel like they've pushed the boundaries too many times. And I got failure here and truce. So I feel like you've worked with this person so many times and you don't want to have a failure with them because you've been trying very hard to make whatever this situation is work. But you just need to make that decision. You need to make that decision and you need to make a truce. All right. For your 5D, focus on your most important connections once Again, I don't know what this other energy is, and I'm not sure, this is going to be a general reading for a lot of different people. So if you're in a relationship, focus on your relationship. If you're in a partnership or whatever, focus on who you built with and who you have the strongest connections with, okay? Put up a healthy boundary. I love this bubble. That's exactly how I feel when I'm putting up my bubble. I do a whole breathing thing, and that's exactly how I feel. Put up those healthy boundaries. Don't be afraid of judgment, right? No one's going to judge you harder than you judge yourself. Don't worry about what other people think, right? Keep tapping into that knowledge. Don't be afraid of it. Don't let people drag you back into old mindsets that never did you any good, right? You don't want to do that anymore. You want to move on to something better. You keep changing that perspective. You keep tapping into that deeper knowledge, and damn what anybody else thinks, okay? And take some time to recuperate for yourself, all right? Whatever these strings that you're going to cut, they are heartstrings. It's never easy. It's all a balance between, I love you, I want to see you eat, just not at my table anymore. It's a way of finding a truce within yourself where that connection is weak, and you can just be like, when it runs up, just be like, oh, I hope they're doing well. I got my life. All right. Rebirth. I'm telling you, around the full moon, something's coming. Alone in the world, solitary, but never alone. Okay. Oh, Cancer. Who did I skip? Gemini. I guess Cancer needed that more than you did. Gemini. ADHD dyslexic over here. Y'all be all right. Winds of activation. Today for tomorrow. Ooh, do you want to activate? Did you keep saying you'll activate tomorrow? Let's see. Gemini, 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 Gemini. All right, Gemini, and then I got to remember to jump over Cancer. I'm a spaz today, y'all. It is what it is. 'Tis what it is. Oh, come on now. What are you giving me shit for? Turn me into one of those readers that goes through a billion decks. Don't do that to me. I love you. Please shuffle right. All right. Gemini, Gemini, Gemini. What do we have going on? Let's get you your cards. Having a moment over here, y'all. Having a total moment. It goes to show you, though, nobody is perfect. Anybody who is faking it, and I feel bad for them. Because it is very hard to maintain that I am always happy. And a lot of people fall into that, especially with online stuff and YouTube and Instagram and Facebook and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And everybody is just like, oh, toxic. I mean, that's the toxic positivity. What? Nothing bad ever happens in your life. Nothing ever goes wrong. You never get in a fight with your girlfriend. Your kids are freaking perfect. They never do anything wrong. I can tell you, my kids are freaking crazy. My son charged over $70 on his PS4 last night. I got a lot of free labor coming out of that kid. Well, not free. I've already paid for it. We all got stuff. Here. Gemini, 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 Gemini. That picture at the beginning was for you there, wasn't it, Gemini? What? Time's up. It's the end of a cycle. It's the end of a cycle. It's time to put your focus, thoughts, and words into a new direction, right? It's time to find balance. It's time to work on your skills. It's time to focus on those who are truly on your team. And allow those cycles that are ending to end. For sure. Or you already have, and that's what you're moving on to. Hopefully you're building a healthy new team. As we do, we got the universe is wide open to you right now on the 40, right? 4 of Wands, really completing these healthy cycles. This is a balance between the masculine and the feminine here on either side of that wheel, right? Magician, learning how to conjure up your own energy. You have the 5 of Swords here, right? So I sense that there was a battle. That's what I was talking about before, right? It was about your healthy team. And, you know, when it comes to battles, win or lose, at least the battle's over. I talked to this with a friend the other day. We talk about spiritual battles and things like that and how, you know, we always feel when a big shift happens. And I'm like, you know, there's something about the post-battle that is my favorite part. What all the drama leading up to it's done. The actual fighting physicality of it's done. All of it's done. Now it's time to just what? Clean up your swords and move on. Make peace within yourself to whatever that situation was. Make peace with yourself, right? Get the Page of Cups here. A lot of thoughts about love going on. Trying to see how to move into those new directions where you could be open to love and abundance and things like that. But the universe is really calling you to just keep working on your skills right now. You have not finished moving through a rite of passage on a spiritual level. And you got the 4 of Cups here. What? You may be overindulging in the wrong areas and you're not even noticing where things are coming in for you because you're so distracted. All right. Are you sitting there, like I said, are you sitting there daydreaming about tomorrow? I'm going to make a big change tomorrow. Bitch, activate. You want something different. You want something new. Be something different. Be something new. You cannot move into the new phase of your life exactly how you were yesterday. You have to be able to let go of the past, right? And the battles, whether they were your fault, whether they were the other person's fault, regardless of any of that, the battle is over. And it's over. Make peace. Move on from it. All right. Leo. Booyah, baby. I love my Leos. Atonement. Ooh. Let's see if you are even needing to be atoning for anything. A lot of us go through these things where we talk about changing our lives and rearranging our destinies and creating your own energetic pathways. Your past, you still got to pay for your past. It will always come back to haunt you, right? A lot of people think that just because they figured out the algorithms and now they make lots of money, that their past will not come back to haunt them. They will. It will. Every single time, right? That's the atonement. The atonement is accepting your past as, yeah, I did that. Yep. Yes, I did that. You know, and just own it. You know, yeah, I used to do stupid things. Yeah, I have done stupid things, but, you know, I face the repercussions of these stupid things. Right? I own that they were my mistakes, and now I pay my atonement. And part of taking the atonement is letting go of the self-denial that you didn't do anything wrong. No one is ever 100% innocent in any type of discord. I mean, now, of course, like if you're in an abusive relationship, there's lines that shouldn't be crossed. But to sit there and say that you're super perfect. And I love you, Leos. I'm a Leo rising. I said, I love fire signs. They're my favorite signs. I'm a triple fire sign. And Leos. Leos have the biggest egos, right? You know, and you like a lot of attention. And in liking a lot of attention, you can do a lot of stupid things. Like I said, I dated a Leo once when I was younger, and how he tried to impress me the first time we met is he did a handstand on a second-story balcony. Yesterday, Rob was working with the kid who's a Leo, and they saw some deer, and his first thought was, I want to run and jump on its back. We've all done crazy things, man. It's okay. But you do got to learn when to move on from it, right? True love never dies, but you do need to keep moving on from it. I sense a lot of lying and deceits happen to you there, Leo. A lot of hard time tapping into your power after this. Fallen from heaven, Four of Swords, you are recuperating hard from this conflict. Man, Leo, whoo-wee. Good Lord. Not sure if you lied or if they lied. This is, like I said, general reading for multiple people. So it's going to be two sides of that spectrum. I have known plenty of Leos that did cheat and lie. So if that was you, yeah, you got to own your mistakes there. Right now. And if someone did it to you, I'm not saying own your mistakes, but realize what was a deception. Tap back into your power. I mean, you still need to figure out how to tap back into that power. You need to find that truth within yourself, and you need to, Five of Swords, we're just talking about it with the other signs. Five of Swords is the end of the conflict, right? It's the end of the battle. It might not be the end of a war, but it's the end of the battle because it's the five, right? 10 of Swords is the end of the war. Five of Swords is the end of a battle, but the buildup and all that's done. Now it's all out. Now it's all out. That's what this is. Now it's all out there, right? Now it's like, oh, shit, now I got to move on from it. What? The lies and shit and blah, 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 blah. Now I feel like jackass. I don't feel powerful. You just need to recuperate. Collect up your swords, all right? Lick your wounds there, lion. Time to lay back and lick your wounds. Time to sit back, really center yourself, really figure yourself out, right? Put it into a healthy perspective, right? The Queen of Swords is quick thinking and perceptive and puts things into healthy boundaries. And she also cuts out the bullshit without causing more arguments, right? She's stern, but she's not a total B. The princess is a brat. Right? I got the Six of Cups reversed here and the High Priestess. What? Your inability to put whatever this is into a healthy perspective and learn from it is what is keeping you from attaching to your power. That is not atonement. Making yourself weak is not an atonement. Atonement should be bringing you strength. This is a healthy perspective, how she's handling it, right? This is an unhealthy perspective. This is you're losing your power because you're not putting it into a healthy perspective. And I just feel like you're not really owning a lot of your own stuff here. Sorry, Leo. That's what's coming through. Wheel of Fortune is pulling you. But I just think right now you don't want to hear what it has to say. All right. What does the 5D have to tell you? Focus on your skills, your work, your money, your empire right now. Create a very healthy boundary for your energy. A tower is coming whether you want it to or not. It is coming. So you're going to want to be in this situation when it does. Because as soon as it's done and it etches sketches the liars and shit out of your life, the wheel opens up and look who's waiting for you. Whereas the Knight of Swords is Captain Save-A-Ho. This is Mr. Sweep You Off Your Feet. That's Mr. So Charming you don't even think he's real. Keep your fiery passions, Leo. They're going to get you through it, all right? And atonement is realizing where you have played into these cycles. Whatever toxic cycle that you are in right now, you have played into it. You have allowed it. You have played your role for it for these people, right? They could not have created this toxic pattern without your help. So it's up to you to break it. Will it cause a tower? Yes. Focus on your passions, focus on your work, focus on your empire, right? People who do this thing where they break up with somebody and then they go, oh, my life was ruined. She left me. And then I went on a bender and then I was too drunk to go to work. And then I got fired and then I lost my apartment and and it's all her fault. No, it's not. That's your fault. You let them destroy. You went out and participated in toxic behaviors and destroyed your own life over it. So now whether this is you or a message for you or a message for whatever, if you're the one that's doing the leaving in this situation, if their life is going to fall apart because you leave, that is not your problem. Okay? All right. Virgo. Strength. Downcasted pride. Ooh. How much strength does it take to put down your fucking pride, ego, there, Virgo? Let's see. Virgos. Virgos. You guys always, with your freaking spreads, all this good stuff, but there's always one messed up card right in the middle of the damn line. What? I'm so in control. Nobody knows about this middle line. Oh my God. Yep. You'll kill me. Behold, the most complicated peanut butter sandwich. I saw it too. It had different types of peanut butter and Nutella in lines going one way, and then it had all these different jellies going in lines the other way. So that way when you put it together, every bite was a different peanut butter sandwich. You can complicate things as much as you want. I am one of those people I cannot stand. Whenever I see something that makes it like completely illogical, like this is what I don't like about iPhones, right? Is the programming is made extra complicated for no reason. All right. I do see that you've come out of a battle here. You're trying to take control of your passions again, move forward, healthy boundaries, Medusa, right? Passion card with this deck, with it being Medusa and everything, I get the strong thing of like the snakes and vipers. Like Medusa became Medusa because she accidentally seduced a god and she got raped, and another goddess turned her into Medusa so men wouldn't want her anymore. That is one story of it. The other story of it is Medusa wanted this so that any man that looked on her could turn into stone. So just be mindful that you're not being spiteful in your boundaries, okay? Don't let that be where you're pulling in your strength, okay? You don't want to pull it in from a spiteful protective area. You don't want everybody who looks at you to turn to stone, right? You don't want to give off that energy. You do want to build a healthy team and healthy connections with those who are important to you, right? This is all a rite of passage. And yes, you do need healthy boundaries. Just make sure that you're not overdoing the healthy boundaries. I do see very, very up in your head, very Nine of Swords-y, dramatic, toxic thoughts going on. Balanced out with the knowledge of knowing what? When I give kindly to the universe and generously to the universe returns to me this energy. I know how to tap in and out of it, but for some reason this keeps popping up because I got secrets that I just don't even want to reveal to myself, right? What are the secrets? What? I'm still focusing on spilt cups over here. And I don't see the 2 cups still left. I'm just more obsessed with these than I am the healthy connections. And I'm not even looking at my own reflection here, right? I'm not figuring out that inner secret. And the reason you're doing this and you're refusing to look at these secrets within yourself is because you think, if I don't look, and that's why this keeps coming up, if I don't look, if I don't recognize the cruelty, if I don't recognize where these thoughts are coming from, if I don't allow myself to go there, then this will never happen. You can't prevent towers by just not acknowledging them, all right? It may take them longer to fall, but they're still coming down. And if the towers don't necessarily mean shit's over either. I tell that to people all the time. Sometimes you can shift through, figure out where the cracks are in the foundation, fix it, and build a stronger tower. That is a possibility. Timelines are always up to you. But you cannot avoid it altogether. You can't avoid any more of the arguments. I get if you just came out of an argument because it was on the 3D line. You know, something important happened in that argument that I don't think that it's something to do with a lot of cruelty. And it's leaving you feeling very disappointed right now, either with this person or with yourself. And you're just not wanting to recognize something. Says you're afraid if you recognize it, it'll cause a tower, but you're never going to fix it that way, right? Play all you want. The universe does not respond to who you pretend to be. It knows who you are. Super in control of your thoughts and words. I'm super in control of my emotions. But deep down, what my heart is being ripped and torn to shreds on the inside. But nobody knows. Nobody knows that. Why? Because I just keep... What you focus on grows. And I'm really good at growing wealth and business and money and working, right? 444. And you're good at nurturing and doing and sending loving energy, right? You're good at all these things. You're very, very good at all these things. But a lot of these things you do want to distract yourself because you don't want to recognize this. And then that's the secret. That's what's genuinely causing the conflicts. That's what's genuinely you're avoiding a tower because you don't want to recognize or admit or come to terms with your partners that your heart is being pulled in multiple directions. And you have to be able to have those conversations if you're ever going to get past it. Because bottling it up and pretending like they don't exist isn't doing anybody any favors. And I'm feeling that the reason you don't want anybody to know that they have a cord on you. I don't want you to know you got power over me. God damn it, Virgo. We all got somebody doing that shit to us, man. We all get our heart cords pulled, right? But you can't always be trying to control it. You can't always be pulling on it yourself. You can't always be tinkering with it and messing with it and then hoping it goes away when you keep playing with it all the time. Put your pride down. Whoever this cord is that you're attached to, speak to them. You would be surprised how much everybody's like, oh, if you do that, no, you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised how easier the cord is to cut after that. That's the strength that you need to find there. That's where you need to put down your pride. Own it. You want people to stop saying that you're unemotional? Put your pride down. Own that you have emotions. Have the strength to tell people about them. All right. Sorry, Virgo, that was a little rough. Libras. Release. And is this me? Libra. I know some Libras that have been going through it. Y'all have been some emotional roller coasters for like 2 years now. Let's see what we got going on. For my Librans, my Libran friends. Libra. I love Libras. My Aries opposites. Y'all are the air to my fire. Ain't nothing get us going more than a Libra does. We'll walk in and take over a room. That's pretty much how it was when I was growing up. My best friend was a Libra. But I would boom, cardinal fire. I'd come up with an idea and boom, there she'd go. Woo, 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 woo. Now start going, amping us up. Next thing you know, we're burning it down on the Virginia Beach ocean front. Oh, yeah. To be young and kids again. And not care and worry about things like politics in the world. It's amazing. Think about it. Survived my whole childhood through high school. And for all the drama, never once did I care about gas prices or any of that shit. Politicians. Well, I lucked out. I was in high school at the end of the 90s. Clinton put a cap on the gas, so it stuck at like 99 cents a gallon there for a while. That was sweet. Funny though, it doesn't seem like anybody remembers that we can do that. Always deal with that with people. Well, they have the ability to fix the problem. They just want to make sure that you are aware that there is a big problem. We have a big problem. Now watch me fix it. Vote for me. I don't know why that's all coming through for you guys, but there you go. Just really see you coming to terms with something right now. Really coming to terms with it. Really taking control, I feel, of your environment right now. Control of the physical things around you. Control of yourself here, right? A lot of control on your thoughts and words. I love it, Libra. Usually you guys are very scattered energy. This is highly focused. So I feel like you guys are getting ready to make a huge, huge shift, right? If you can maintain this focus from the 3D all the way up. I see a lot of, right, being generous, but also defending yourself at the same time, right? This is usually a very giving card, but in this case with the swords and everything else like that, I give, but to those who are deserving of it, and I don't allow people to take advantage of me anymore, right? Libras, you're one of those other signs, kind of like Virgo. You're very good at material things, at getting those done, at working, you're good at the grind is what I call it, right? I do see you're putting things into some healthy perspective. Very nostalgic as well, right? Thinking back on the past, which is good. You can tap into the past to really bring in that positive energy. If you can go back into the past to positive spaces. And if you're going to relive a memory, relive a happy memory, tap into that energy and pull that to the forefront to get you through. The world is cruel, all right? But torturing yourself in the back of your mind, distracting yourself by overspending, over drinking, over loving, overindulging in all that isn't going to make any of that go away, right? 3 of Wands. Find your virtue within yourself, right? And your own self-worth. Definitely hold on to that, right? See, get this virtue, right? Find your center and stick with that, because all around the rest of this, it's like what? Cruelty, toxic thought patterns, drama queen card, overindulging card, futility, another overindulging card over here. What I'm just... It's just a cycle. It's just this constant cycle. And you're going to keep coming back to it if you don't change it, right? It's like, oh, cruelty, overindulge, center myself. Oh, another argument, futility, overindulge, distract myself. You cannot keep distracting yourself from problems, all right? You cannot keep distracting. If the thoughts keep coming back, the message is trying to come through. And I know we talk a lot about how people cannot hear a message they're not ready to hear. I think you're completely and 110% ready to fucking hear the message. You just keep turning to these things to distract yourself from hearing them, because it's telling you shit you don't want to be true, because you're very good at the grind and you're very good at patterns and you're very good at routines, and whatever it's telling you to do is going to change your routines, but you really need to get centered back on yourself. All right? It happens. You have survived the big changes before, Libra. You will survive big changes again. All right? See? 5 of Swords. What? It's a blessing. People see crows and they either think, oh, I'm being blessed by Odin, Freya. I'm receiving messages to honor my path and take a certain direction. Or you could be, oh, crows, something bad, It's all about perspective, y'all. But I see that you are just stuck. Your circle. I was saying this to another sign. It's all a circle, but you're supposed to rotate up to a higher perspective every time. You're just circling and swirling the bottom of the bowl. Swirling the bottom of the bowl. Now, I know a lot of the Libra problem is you guys are just as highly emotional as Aries is, right? You guys can go from 0 to 60. You can go from happy to mad, and 0 to 60. You can go from happy to sad just as fast. Vice versa, just as fast. You guys can flip a script like that, right? It's time to get a lot of centered control over that, right? A lot of the ebb and flow of allowing emotions to come in, recognizing them, not ignoring them, not drowning them, not hiding from them, not distracting yourself from them, recognizing them, honoring them, allowing them to wash in and allowing them to wash out. Okay. Actually getting genuine control over your emotions will help you from your erratic emotions. Okay. Ace of Wands, fire, baby. Remember what you're passionate about, because that keeps popping up too. Well, what is your center? Where's your third eye telling you where your most passionate path is? If you follow that, you will be okay. All right. Will you lose some people along the way? Yeah, we all do. We all do. Right? It's an evolution. You're evolving. And when you change, if other people do not evolve and change and grow with you, they will grow apart from you. And that is also a natural part of the process. All right? Release the toxic thought patterns, right? Release that self-hate, that self-beating yourself up, and ask yourself, is this you? Is this you? Is this the path you want? Is this the path you see for yourself? Is this the cycles that you want to keep repeating? Is this you? Is this your life? Is this what you accept? Or do you want to change it? What do you need to change? Where does the change start? With you. With you, with your healthy boundaries, with your virtues, with what is important to you. You lay those lines out and you follow them, and the universe will pull you. And don't ignore the messages. I've got one friend, literally, woman, came out of a crystal store, didn't even know her, grabbed her, gave her messages, and she still didn't do anything with them. So take messages. There's you can't hear people. When you say people can't hear messages they're not ready for, some people are willfully choosing not to hear the message. Libra, you have a very strong message coming in. Listen to it. That is not paranoia. That is your instincts telling you something needs to be fixed. All right. Scorpio, we got grounding. Queen of the world. All right, Scorpio. My grandma's a Scorpio. She was the cameo on this morning's Cards and Coffee. She had knee surgery. And she is definitely Queen of the world. Scorpios like to be in control. They have very pragmatic thought processes. Like my niece is a Scorpio, and she broke up with her boyfriend because of COVID lockdown. And we were all like, why? And she goes, because logically, she's like, I'm in high school and I don't see the point of having a boyfriend if I can't even see him. We might as well just be friends. I was like, you're 18. Shit trips me out, man. These kids kill me. I think out of the water sign of Scorpio, they're probably the most logical when it comes, or they try to be the most logical when it comes to their emotions. Sometimes you pull it off like a Virgo where you go hyper logic and you outthink yourself. And then in proving to yourself that your thought you'll like derail your whole life. Be careful. Don't do that. That's a very specific message. It's all about playing to your strengths and your weaknesses. And we all got our shit. See, now on the 3D, I see you guys in a good energy right now. I do see y'all in a good energy right now. Well, you got the Ace of Cups here. What? Fountain of love, loving yourself. 9 of Cups. Now, the 9 of Cups in this deck with the tears and everything else like that, it's like, what? I do love me, but I am still lonely, right? It's this whole balance. I always say the 9 of Cups comes with that 9 of Swords too, right? It's like you understand that this energy is good to be in. This energy is stabilizing, right? But you do want to build teams and create more connections. And I say just keep following your passions and where they're calling you towards, and you're going to be all right. You will get through this, all right? 9 of Cups, like I said, it is important. If you want this really big stability and you really want to be able to build healthy relationships and teams and things like that, you have to maintain this I love me so much that it doesn't matter who else loves me, right? My niece. If we can't go on dates, then we might as well not be dating. Very logical. Very logical. But you're supposed to be building those healthy teams, right? Follow your passions. That's your 3D line, is to keep following your passions, right? On your 4D line, I do see a lot of success coming in for you, right? There's a lot of success. The 6 of Pentacles here, right? A lot of being open to the abundance of the universe. The universe is kind of pulling you in some directions. I see a lot of the worry of money being lifted off of you right now. Something coming through for you. Princess of Pentacles, still that abundant, loving. I give to the universe. The universe gives generously to me. If you're feeling a little lonely right now, don't worry. Someone is on your mind, or you are on someone's mind. 2 of Cups is a soulmate connection. 2 of Cups, I would even say, is more the twin card than the actual lover card is. All right. So definitely, if you are in a relationship, focus on it. Build on that. Don't, if you're not in a relationship and you're going through the coming out of that and into this energy, right? You have a lot is coming in. A lot getting ready to come in. If you're struggling in a relationship, I feel like the strong connection is going to intensify here over the next couple of weeks. If you're not in a relationship, something's going to be coming in. Something that's a very strong soul connection. For the 5D, whatever internal battles you've been going through right now, don't stress so much what other people think of you. Justice is coming. Things will balance out, right? It's all about, talk about karma, right? It will come back. Whoever's done you wrong will mess up. You don't have to do nothing. They're going to destroy themselves, right? And if you've been putting in the genuine work, energy, effort, with all that loving, beautiful energy on the other 2 lines, don't worry about it. What? Justice is coming, y'all. Justice is coming, right? You keep focusing on you, on what your passions are, you having a good time, you having fun, you getting out there and doing what you enjoy to do, okay? A lot of people give up what they enjoy to do things with other people. You get out there, be silly, and do your thing, right? I told somebody else that they needed to dance. The Chariot is pulling you in some pretty heavy directions right now. Whatever's coming in with the money and stuff like that, I do get a little bit of a warning here that's like, be generous, be giving, but don't be giving to the point where it's detrimental to you, all right? You got the Death reversed here. So whatever cycle's going on, it's not quite over yet, okay? Not quite. And it probably won't be until you see that justice playing out. All right. For right now, Queen of your world, remember that, yes, you are the master manifester of your reality. You control and dictate your own timelines. But take accountability if you're in a crappy timeline, that was also your creation. You did choose that partner. You did choose that timeline. You did choose to look away from red flags and things like that. You chose all that. You did. All right? So if it was that easy to create all that bullshit, it is just as easy to create a positive timeline. Ground and see what directions you want to go in, what timelines you do want to be a part of, right? I'm saying this to a bunch of signs so far, right? You dictate how much bullshit you want to tolerate, right? Be mindful of how you allow people to treat you, because you are teaching them how to treat you. If you keep accepting bullshit, you're going to keep getting bullshit. You put in healthy boundaries. If that causes people to leave, they never respected you anyway. You don't want them in your life, all right? Ground yourself. Ground deep. Really, genuinely ground. Do it right. Actually go outside. Get your bare feet or butt on this dirt. Well, not bare butt. I wouldn't suggest going in your yard naked. I have neighbors. I don't think they would appreciate that at all. But you know what I'm saying? Go out there and really ground. Really visualize energetic roots coming out of your body, digging into the ground, absorbing energy, and bringing it up, okay? Build up your energy there, Scorp. All right, Sagittarius. Sagittarius is moving into some new perspectives here. But are you hiding yourself? Are you hiding your true self? Are you pretending to be something that you're not? Are you not happy? Let's see. What do we got going on for my Sagittarius? I'm a Sag moon. And Hub's number 1 was a Sagittarius too. I was married to a Sagittarius for 10 years. So I know y'all. Hey, I'm still working. All right, I'll be over in a minute. I'm on Sagittarius now, so I only got a couple more signs to go. We got all these projects going on for the fair and everything right now. That's what she was bringing me. She's working on making these the original buddies. These little guys. The original buddies were stuffed dolls that we made. So we're trying to make up some of those, but I made them the last time. And she's trying to use my homemade pattern, which I didn't, I guess, use proper sewing protocols. So she's having to adapt them to how actual people who sew with sewing machines work, not just Aries spazzes that just create shit on the fly. Damn the rules. Sag, you're with me on that, right? What, we like to figure it out on the fly, use what we got, adapt, make it happen. Not look too terrible here. I know a lot, like especially for us fire signs, like Sagittarius and Aries. We blurt out a lot. We are always, I don't know. We're always like trying not to be the center of attention, but accidentally the center of attention. Like we don't mean to be doing something crazy or silly. Like we didn't realize like how much attention it was going to draw until like halfway through whatever's going on. It happens. But you don't want to get to the point where you're trying to quell that, right? Sag, that is an important aspect for you. That's something that people love and enjoy about being around you, is when you're being funny and a little crazy. Like, that's the whole point. That's your energy. You know, it's balancing out the pros and cons of your signs. And that's why it's important to know your whole chart too. So that way you can know what's fighting your, you know, your, whatever your sun sign, what's your moon sign, what's your Venus, what could be pulling you in different areas? Where's your Jupiter and your Saturn? You know, look it up. Definitely look up all your stuff. But for my Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Horizons, Venus, I guess, whatever you're searching for, here we go. Here we go. 3D line. Eight of Swords. What? Yes! I know I'm trapped. I'm choosing to be trapped at the moment until I figure out what I'm doing. And what I'm doing is I'm defending my finances and what I am building for myself. I'm creating stability. I am focusing my thoughts and my words. And I am planting seeds of intention and learning to fill my own cup. Beautiful, Sag. Beautiful. It's very strong and empowering, right? If you're going to be stuck, take advantage of how you are stuck. Always be ready to adapt. I love you guys. All right. What do we got? Got the failure card here, right? Seven of Pentacles, feeling like something's failing, right? Four of Cups, luxury, but overindulgence a bit, right? And I feel like you're really trying to work on manifesting your own energy. I feel like you might be it might be a decision where you're like, you want to find your own stability and you've been dealing with somebody else. And now you're really working on learning how to conjure up your own energy, your own. Yeah. But you're having a hard time seeing just where exactly to focus it towards and how to really see your way forward from the situation that you're in now. But you got your Emperor here, right? Aries, fire. What are you genuinely in control of? And what are you not in control of? Because now you recognize that you're stuck in a situation and you're aware that you're there. You have a very powerful perspective right now, right? What are you in control of? What are you not in control of? What you are in control of, focus it, okay? Focus on those areas. That's where what you are in control of is where you can make the change. And what are you number one in control of? Yourself, right? The Four of Cups, but you're not paying attention to a cup being offered, right? You're not paying attention to where the true power is coming from. You're too busy over here looking at these empty bowls. Like, why the hell can't I get these bowls? Meanwhile, this one's just pumping out all this energy for you. I see a creative block happening with all this going on, but you're about to have a victory over it, right? Because whereas you had the failure card before, you had that Ace of Pentacles here, right? The way these are laid out, I feel like you have this creative block here. You just got to tap into that energy, to your own energy. You are coming into a victory for it, right? Now, with these two, the way they are, I'm seeing don't plant new seeds right now. Don't plant new seeds right now. Work on what you've already planted. All right? I get this hiding your true self. I don't think you're hiding your true self. If you feel like you're hiding your true self, then change how you are presenting yourself, but don't completely go in a different direction. Keep focusing on what you've already started. Keep nurturing that growth. That's going to be important for you. You just got to change your perspective, I think, on how you're marketing yourself. Okay? Does that make sense? I hope so. Very out there. All right. Like I said, whatever creative block you got going on, you're about to get a breakthrough, Sag. Capricorns. Capricorns, or as my son used to call them when he was little, I don't want to be a Capricorn. Y'all need to breathe. Black flower fragrance. Not giving off a very nice energy right now. I get it. I do it too. I get it to my tips and stuff like that. I love the people on like Facebook and stuff like that. They'd be like, you're not very loving and nurturing, and you're supposed to be loving and nurturing, and da-da-da-da-da. I thought you were love and light. There's a lot of negativity in this, but I'm looking at them like, dude, where on my profile or my page do you see where I am nothing but love and light? But now at the same time, you don't want to always be giving off skank energy either. You don't always want to be in the fight. I was talking about that with the other sign a little while ago, right? Amazing how we survived all those years when we weren't paying attention to politics and things like that. Remember how much fun that was when you were young and you were dumb and you didn't think about none of that stuff? You just ran around to parties and hung out with your friends, had dramatic romances. Yeah, people are starting to stir. I hear them stirring. What we got? Well, I'm seeing the fact that the world's closed down has not really been that great on your mental health right now, huh, Cap? You guys are one or two types of people. You're either the super outgoing or you're the virtual hermits. Depending on what mood you're in. Alrighty. Let's see what we got going on. What's going on? So you got the Nine of Cups. So on the 3D, there is this understanding of, yes, the Nine of Cups has to be found alone, even if it feels a little lonely and weird, right? It is generated within, right? I do see you nurturing on that energy very strongly, finding some balance between the love and the finance and home and life and trying to find those balances in there. I do see passionate about the connections that you have made. You guys are very loving people, very loving. And I do see you've got the Five of Cups reversed here. What you are focused on the most important connections. And that's where you're finding your balance, nurturing. That's where you hold your Nine of Cups. That is great. But now let's see what's going on with your 4D here, right? So the 3D, you're putting on a good show, which Caps you are famous for. But I still see you stressing about a lot of perceived failures, a lot of drama queen energy here. Oh, the cycle ended and it wasn't what I thought it was. Calm yourself down. My nail is dirty. Why didn't you guys tell me? You get the universe in the middle here. The universe is turning, pulling you, is bringing you into the areas that you need. It is trying to open your perspective. Whatever perceived failure and ruin that you had was the universe trying to bust you open for something else, right? But that's where it is. You're showing the Nine of Cups on the 3D, but on the 4D, you don't feel very 90-cuppy if you cannot celebrate with your friends. Right? You can't fake it. And when you do try to fake it, that's when you give off this energy, right? All right. I do get the 5 of Wands reversed. So you are coming out of a conflict, right? Nurturing the ground that you stand on. That is the most important thing you can do. But release the conflicts. Work on yourself, your environment, whatever. I don't care if you are living in one of those motels that were hotels turned into motels, into little bitty tiny apartments. I don't care if you're living in a hotel room. I don't care if you're renting a room from them. I don't care if you're sleeping on a fucking couch from somebody's house. Fold your blankets, make your bed, clean up the living room, make it look nice, take care of your space. Nurture the connections that are nurturing to you. If you're staying with people, cook them some meals, make them some breakfast, do something nice. Nurture the ground that you're standing on, nurturing the connections that you're with, right? You guys are so passionate. When you are passionate about something, keep your focus on your passions. Just because you had a perceived failure or it didn't work out the way you wanted it to, does not mean that your passions are wrong. Your passions are right. You just weren't on a proper path to use them for your purpose. Keep your passions, right? You are the manifester. Right? It's a balancing between those two, right? Release what you do not have control over and release the need to be in control of everything. Right? Get out to nature, breathe, release this. Whatever you're angry, mad, bitchy about, release it, all right? Get out there and breathe. Breath is the doorway between the physical and the spirit world, right? You can breathe in nature, and it will help you ground out some of that funky energy. All right, Aquarius. Ooh, new beginnings for you. New beginnings, fated to suffer. Oh, well, now there's a choice. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hi, guys. So I'm on Aquarius now. I'm about done. You either got a new beginning coming or you're going to continue a toxic cycle because you feel like you are fated for it. No one is fated to suffer. No one. And you're like, oh, Snow White was so stupid. She ate the apple, blah, 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 blah. She just really, well, you know what, though? After that, she passed out, and then she woke up to the love of her life, riding her off into the sunset. She didn't have to do anything to the queen, right? The queen tried to poison her. The queen did poison her. And then while she was sleeping, everything worked itself out. You know, if you're genuine and you're true to yourself, I said the hunter couldn't kill her. The forest couldn't take her down. Even the poisoned apple didn't actually kill her. And it all worked out for her. And she did the minimal effort. And what did she do? Like I said with the other thing, what? She nurtured the things that were nurturing her. They let her stay at their house. She cleaned and cooked and everything for them, right? Just bled that over from the cappy thing. Definition for nurturing the ground that you stand on is taking care of your space. And taking care of those who take care of you. I also say, too, when it comes to that Snow White card, that it was never the queen herself. That's the irrational overthinking, right? One, the queen wasn't even the bad guy. The bad guy was the mirror telling the queen that Snow White was prettier than her. Then the queen, who had the ability to change her looks into an ugly old woman, probably had the ability to turn herself to Snow White, just as beautiful as Snow White. Instead, she turns herself into an ugly hag on purpose. She makes herself even uglier on purpose. And then she poisons her. And then she ends up being chased down. I think she falls off a cliff at the end of the movie. I don't know. Disney used to be horribly graphic. You know, but she always does herself in. I always say that that's the big message too. People are like, oh, sometimes you gotta be karma. That's the witch. That's the witch. That's the witch. She's gonna poison Snow White. And yeah, Snow White will get poisoned, but then she's gonna wake up in her happily ever after, and the queen is gonna end up running herself off of a cliff, looking like an old frail hag. A very specific message for somebody there. All right. 3D line. We got Six of Cups, putting things into a healthy perspective, looking back on the past in a positive light as much as possible, right? We got the Eight of Pentacles, really building on your skills, moving forward. 10 of Pentacles, doing it very well, right? King of Pentacles, right? Ooh, aren't you just in charge of it all? You got it all going on, all got to go, all figured out, all in control. Do you? Do you? Still ending out a cycle here. Ending out of a thought process, still having that barred in, right? I said 10 of Cups, 10 of Swords, 10 of Pentacles, and 10 of Wands all go together. What? You got the pressure of the 10 of Wands. You have the 10 of Cups, which feels great. Happy home life, happy everything around you. 10 of Pentacles, very lucrative. 10 of Swords, what? I have to carry all this shit, and that's a toxic thought pattern, and you get stuck. Happens to all of us. Hey, but your 40 line, right? 40 line, a lot of passion still driving you in strong areas, right? But feeling like, I want to say stuck, because that's not the Hangman. Hangman is taking your time to try to put it into perspectives, trying different perspectives, trying to see where you can get the most knowledge out of that, trying to find where to make a truce and peace with some connections here, right? I think we really want to send out peace offerings is what I'm getting, right? And you do feel the pull of the universe to bring you in these directions, right? Trying to find a way to go after what you're passionate about in the most healthy way possible, to create as much peace as possible. How you can deliver those messages, because you are definitely felt pulled to do so. $5D. What we got going on? It's funny. I think there was a Sag had the 8 of Swords too, huh? So we got the Strength card here, followed by the blindfold, right? So now I think that's funny, because I did pick up the stuck energy with the Hermit, not the Hermit, the Hangman, right? So it's like you do realize that you are stuck in something that you would like to be not stuck in anymore. Funny how it's a battle with the mirror too. Like, this is a deep internal struggle that you're going on. You are learning how to build up strength with this, right? It's all endurance training for you at this moment, right? You're seeing where you're stuck. You're recognizing how you've stuck yourself, and you're building up your strength on how you're going to resolve it, get through it, move past it, break the cycle, right? So that you're not stuck anymore. Do see a lot of passion. Still, a lot of fire energy in your spread here, right? You are the magician. You do have to give to receive. You do have to create the entire flow, right? You can't just take all the energy for yourself all the time. All the time, you will burn out. It has to be a give and flow to manifesting your energy, okay? Right? I do see a lot of celebrations, 4 of Wands, right? This is the doorway card. A lot of stuff is getting ready to open wide open for a lot of people, all right? just in general, the world's about to open back up, y'all. So for everybody who's feeling stuck and imprisoned at the moment, just know that you are not alone in that at all. New beginnings are coming. No, you are not fated to suffer unless that is a timeline you have chosen. Some people did choose to come here and be the most ultimate victims on the planet. Some people came to be the queen. I've got a kingdom. I've got a king. I've got all this. What? I'm jealous of his daughter to the point where I'm going to try to poison her to get her out of the picture. And all she's going to do is destroy herself. All right? Nobody's fated to suffer. And just remember, Snow White ended up being perfectly fine. She woke up in her happily ever after, right? That is how karma works. Pisces. My Pisceans. Ooh, you about to breach through. Won't cry for you. That was in the Cards and Coffee this morning. Won't cry for you. And I'm all out of... Yes, I'm out of love. I'm so lost without you. I don't know why that popped in my head. It came in as I'm all out of tears. I'm so lost without you. Pisces, Pisces, Pisces. Y'all are going through it right now, too. I know. Happy birthday, y'all. Don't move over. It's got to be my time. About to be Aries season. But let's see what we're going to ride out for our last moon in Pisces. I do believe we have a new moon in Pisces. The sun's in Pisces and the new moon will be in Pisces. I know I had to take a break from the astrology, y'all. I had to. I can't watch it all the time. Like I said, I'm just, even with like the Leo King and all of them, I'm like, it's doom and gloom and all the time, every day, all day, every day, most exciting thing ever. I'm like, dude, there's literally nothing happening in the sky right now. There's nothing happening. Everything's direct. There's no crazy alignments or any fantastic, and they will just, anything. But now we're going to look at the asteroid Lucifer and Chiron and Black Moon Lilith and anything to like dissuade you from the fact that we're actually in a good spot right now, astrologically. You know, we're in a calm. And I like David and all. I think he's funny. It reminds me of my neighbor growing up, which is why I think I enjoy watching him. He doesn't bother me with a lot of that stuff. But when he talks about shatter reality and, you know, all that other stuff, and it's like, but then you look at what the reality is that he lives in. He lives in a pretty scary reality. If you actually watch that man, you realize that he suffers from a lot of phobias. Which we all do. Like I said, he's a Leo, though. Their ego is always right out there in the forefront. All right, let's turn this around. All right, I have the Eight of Pentacles here, Pisces. It's really talking about you need to just keep your focus on your skills when it comes to the 3D, right? Love, you are a fountain of love, all right? People test you, people push you to the limits, but deep down, we all know that you guys are one of the most loving signs there is. You love to love. I see that you are seeking a lot of stability, and you actually have a good fair amount of stability around you right now, right? Jack of Cups, Jack of Swords here, right? Make sure that you're sending out lots of loving messages and be mindful that you're not being opinionated and hasty when it comes to things that aren't about love, right? don't be too hasty. Don't be too quick to start swinging the sword. Don't say anything that you're going to regret, right? Try to focus on the love connections there for a minute. I know there's some crazy stuff going on, but just be mindful that when you're switching back and forth, this is your two fish. This is the Piscean dilemma right here. Right? What? I love you so much. I will cut your head off if you talk to me like that again. That's the Pisces energy right there. What, like, it's so sweet to crazy in 2 seconds, right? And I think one of the worst things that you could probably ever do, especially to a female Pisces, is call her crazy. Because if you want to see crazy, that's how you see crazy. But that's what I'm saying. Especially if it's anybody that you're dealing with that knows that you're like that, be mindful that you don't allow them to manipulate your behavior, okay? If someone knows exactly what to say to get you to go psycho Pisces, recognize when they're doing that, right? Get mad enough that you will not play into that narrative anymore, all right? 4D, plant healthy seeds, focus on what you're responsible for, right? Quick thinking, perceptive. Queen of Swords has the higher perspective on these things, right? She is short with her words. She can be sharp with her words, but she is very in control of her tone. And she makes sure, even if it's something that someone doesn't want to hear, it is a healthy boundary that she's sending, right? What do I think of when I think of the Queen of Swords? I think of the mom in Brave. Like when all the men are like fighting and stuff like that. And then she comes in, she just kind of takes control of the whole situation. That's the Queen of Swords, right? Right? She's like, I love you, but I'm not taking no shit either. You know, this is how it's going to happen because this is how we deal with things, right? That's how she gets the control. Your power, I find you will find mostly by working on your skills. Things that you can build on and adapt will give you more power, more confidence, more strength. Right now, I do see, because you got the Knight of Cups reversed and you got the 8 of Cups reversed. So it's like not a lot of love and messages coming in, unable to move on from it either. And with this deck, with the moving on, it's like, well, I don't know why I can't move on, because even if I were to walk away, I'm just going to hit the end of the dock and I'm going to have to turn around and walk all the way back to past these cups again. That makes you a little bit resentful. That makes love messages really hard to put out. And if you can't put them out, you're not going to get them in. We must give to receive. All right. The Wheel of Fortune is calling you to work on some things. It is trying to bring you a breakthrough, right? Still unable to move away. So now on the 5D is like, that end of the dock is your perception. What? There's no end of the dock. You just don't want to move on from something. It's been a problem for so long. It's been a thought process for so long. You defended it for so long. You don't know how to move on from that, right? It does show you just keep your focus on where your passions are, right? And what timeline do you want? What timeline do you want? If it's abundantly clear that the other persons that you are dealing with are not on your timeline, then yet you have to move on from them. Have to. No ifs, ands, or buts. There's nothing you can do about it unless you want to stay in the shitty timeline. But if you want to change your timeline, you got to be able to move on, right? I don't even think you can sit with yourself right now. I think you're even avoiding sitting with yourself because you don't want to see the truth of the situation, right? You don't want to have to make that hard decision, right? And yes, you do need to give in order to receive. But if you've got someone who's just take, and they're taking to the point where it's detrimental to you, that's not helping anybody. It's supposed to be an equal give and take, right? I even said that with the Magician's card, right? Even. I do not give more than I can afford to give, and I do not take more than I need. I'm neither gluttonous nor self-sabotaging. You're on the verge of a major breakthrough. I won't cry for you. Avoiding your tears and avoiding the pain will make you explode. Pisces, you are a water sign. You have no defenses. You can get very, very crazy when you're upset. And bottling that in is not going to help you. If you've got someone who's constantly making you feel like you want to cry, but you don't want to cry because you're being tough, strong person who takes care of everybody else right now, that's a problem that you got to break through. That's a problem. That's the problem that you got to move on from. Okay? If it's constantly a cycle of pain, like I love to use my sister and her husband because they're both Pisces, right? So now they do this thing where they get into these tiffs every couple of years or whatever, where they don't talk for a couple of months. And then finally, usually the man will break. Usually he breaks or somebody breaks and does a really kind gesture for the other one. And they do this whole honeymoon phase again in their relationship. Now, I don't see this as a toxic cycle because even when they're in those phases where they're not really talking to each other, they're never cruel to each other. It just kind of becomes like that ghosting situation, right? Like, I don't care what you're doing. I'm just going to do me for a while. And they just kind of hermit mode while in the relationship. But then when it breaks through, it's this whole honeymoon cycle again. And that's healthy. That's fine. That's normal. Okay? That's normal. Fighting and things like that with your partner, that is normal. That does happen. There's really nothing. And if you want a relationship, you will go through those cycles, no matter what you do. All right? But if you constantly feel like you're the one being hurt all the time, nothing getting resolved, and it's the same argument, because I can tell you now, they're never having the same fight. It's never the same thing that causes the disconnect. It's always something new, and it always gets worked through. If it's the same thing over and over and over and over and over again, and you're not working through it, that's not helping anybody either. Bottling it in will just cause you to lose your mind more, okay? And we love y'all, so we like the party planning Pisces, and we're getting ready to come back into party mode here when the world opens up. So we need y'all. And it's about to be Aries season. It's about to be spring. All that seasonal depression, all that's wearing off. We're going to be good. Shout out to the 143. I love y'all. Blessed be all those who walk these weird and winding paths with me. I will catch you guys just as soon as I can. I don't know if I'll be back on again this weekend, but we shall see. All right. I love you guys. Catch you later.